Cockpit pre-flight. Completed. Voice recorder. Tested. Oil coolers and cal flaps. Auto in position. Fuel and fluids. Checked. Pressurization. Set. Manifold and duct pressure. Checked. Radios. Checked. Doors and hatches. Closed. Door warning lights. Out. Gear pins. Removed. 3 on board. Seat belts and pedals. Adjusted. Throttles. Set to idle. Propellers. Forward and 3. Before start checks complete. Start engines.
Yep.
Testing, testing. Hello. Can you all hear me on this one? Hopefully this is the right one. If it's a little rough, we'll have to see. So I was saying all these fun things, and of course you probably didn't hear any of that because this wasn't right. How's the, that looks a little sharp. I don't think it has the right one in there. Let me reset standby real quick. Testing, testing. That still seems kind of high. It's going to be a good stream, too. All right, so we'll roll with this for now. Hopefully that is okay for everyone. Thank you all for coming along. If you're just, I'm just joining the party late here because I'm talking to nobody. That's going to look great on the replay. We're here in Las Vegas International Airport. What is it, Harry Reid these days? And then we got our clearance out to Mojave Air and Spaceport. So I showed a route. Doesn't matter because it's not the one we're going to use. So we're punching in our, we got our clearance from Las Vegas Tower Zone Line. We're Kitty Hawk 166 today. DC-6 squawking 5105. We got cleared Las Vegas Raider 2, Hotel Echo Charlie VOR, which is the Hector VOR, then Juliet 6 to Helda. And I should be typing this in while I do this because might as well. Hotel Echo Charlie, Juliet 6. I might have filed slant. Slant Lima, and that's fine actually. We can do that. We're gonna have to for anything like that. So okay, so he's just done the same thing but taking me over to some RNAV waypoints. So here's what we're working on.
Government terminal. We're ready to go with info. Bravo.
Here we are at Vegas. We're flying out here to the Hector VOR, not Daggett, which is what I had.
319.
We're just taking this airway over to Ether, and they're going to clear us in to Mojave. So that's easy enough. I will make sure we have our GPS in here. We do, because today, for this activity today, we are going to be slant Lima. Not that I believe in it. So thank you all for coming along. We are doing some DC-6 action with in more modern ops, which is always fun for me. I like doing it up in Alaska, but there's just not much control up in Alaska, so that's all fine. And for today, our cargo is going to be some jet engine parts. It shouldn't be too redacted, although I guess they silenced me coming out. So 17 tons there and maybe 1,000 pounds of tools and stuff in the lower hold. It's not super big. It's really mostly bulky. And of course, Mojave, there's a few cool airports out there. I mean, Edwards is a cool airport, Edwards Air Force Base, big flight test area. Palmdale is a big production facility, and Mojave Air and Spaceport is another place where they go to fly planes that they could crash and don't want to crash into anything important. So the upside for us as a DC-6 pilot is that if we go down, and we go down hard, we got lots of options of places to go. I'm going to be here because we are on VATSIM, and I don't want to, and we're not going to be slant Lima all the way, but we will. Or we're not going to be slant Alpha all the way. It's a little sacrilegious, I know, but the DC-6 is still flying. Use this stuff. So we're at Las Vegas, and they said Raider 2, which will punch in. But really, Raider 2 is... they're going to take us off the runway to the south and send us to the Raider and then the Hector VOR. So that's fine. I filed for a cruising altitude, I think, at 12,000 feet.
Engine at 319. Looks like
we'll see if they give that to us. We may need 14,000.
Runway
or
Hotel Foxtrot.
They give me an updated cruise altitude, 12,000. I don't know if they're allowed to give me
12,000.
I'm looking at this chart. I'm not sure they're allowed to give me 12,000. Las Vegas to Hector, Hotel Echo Charlie.
Southwest 1281 requesting taxi.
Helda, or Juliet 6 to Helda. How do I do an airway in this thing?
1281, runway 26, sorry, taxi via Bravo, Las Vegas, altimeter 2987. 26 right via Bravo, Southwest 1281.
Invert flight plan. No, I don't want any of that. I'm not sure you can even really do it. But it should just be a straight shot. We can put in. Nolman will be a good intermediate. Make sure we're on the right path. So yeah, if you didn't see our last DC-6 streams, we were flying United out in San Francisco. Elda. Or no, I gotta focus. Nolman. No. But we got a little wet on the last one, but we eventually made it. Don't want to be too pessimistic.
Janet 319, wind 20014.
And then this should just be a straight shot to Helda.
Right clear for takeoff.
19 right clear for takeoff, Janet 319.
Lima. Delta. Echo. Believe it or not, I'm still even on time based on what I put in my flight plan, so that's good. And then Ether. Out here. So yeah, but first flight since we did have some autopilot issues. Hopefully those have been resolved with the new avionics update. We should have the latest PMDG DC-6 in here. But yeah, just doing some more modern stuff here with the DC-6. Not that it's obviously no one really flies them like this in the continental US anyway anymore. But they used to. And it's good fun. Helda, Ether, and then Kilo. Mike Hotel Victor. Mike Hotel Victor, and hopefully that's it for button pushing simulator today. Just riveting start programming a GPS on my old school prop liner. All right, ready to go. So they're ready for us on engines. All right, is everybody ready here? Did I get any other? We'll contact ground on 119.9. We're ready for taxi, and we're on Unicom for departure. We're going to squawk 5105. I don't know that I've ever used this in anger. 510. I must have.
319 departure flight frequency change. Prove that. Good night.
Unicom. Have
All right.
a good one. Janet 319.
So we're here. We're on stand. Everything is clear though. We've added our cargo. Let's get ready to start. So boost pumps are on. Engine start selector is on 3. Let's check and make sure we have fuel pressure. We do. And let's go ahead and start engines.
3,
Mopar dude, welcome aboard.
6,
Yeah, let's get the
9,
boost prime
12,
fuel. Anything? Magnetos. We need magnetos. You'd think I would know these things by now.
3, 6, 9, 12.
There it is. So welcome aboard, Mopar dude. Snap, thank you for coming along. Glad to see y'all. Getting some DC-6 action. We're going to check all of our engines before we take off. And I'm going to not rant about my flight engineer. Not at all. Let's check. We have fuel pressure. We do. How are my engines today? Let's see. Where did we leave off? Oh, we left off green.
81 ready for departure.
Southwest 1281,
Green and
wind
good.
20014, forecast 29, runway 26 right clear for takeoff.
26 right clear for takeoff. Southwest 1281.
Boost prime, gas, and hope. Come on, come on. Just get my throttles all set up. Right, I do have control of the prop levers, which is good. Bring that back down a little bit, just let it warm up. All right. Engine 3. Throws the low, and let me know how, we had some mic issues early, so let me know how volume is if there's any issues on the levels. Engine 2.
3, 6, 9, 12.
A little slow on that one. But it should be warm here in Vegas today. Should be just fine. Not dealing with super cold or anything like that. Let's see. We can also pick up an ATIS. Is it going to work with audio? Let's see. 132.4. It's not
Current International Airport ATIS information Bravo 23.
37.
9, 12.
Southwest 1281. Departure offline. Frequency change approved. Have a good night.
We're doing too many things.
7,000 checkered. Ceiling 20,000 broken. Temperature
All right, that all seems reasonable.
2.-2. Altimeter 2987.
Start selecting
Visual approaches in use. Landing runway 26 left. 19 right. And 19 left. Departing runway 26 right. 19 left. And 19 right.
Checked and on.
Simultaneous approaches for crossing and parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to air mission. Las Vegas Metroplex procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date. Have deck system in use. Activate transponder with mode B on all taxiways and runways. Recheck all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo.
Bravo. Let's get the weather.
Current International Airport ATIS information Bravo 2356 Zulu. Wind 200 at 14 gust 29er. Visibility 10. 7,000 checkers. Ceiling 20,000 broken. Temperature 13. 2.-2. Altimeter 2987. Visual approaches in use. Landing run.
Alright, so that's good. Let's get that in. 2987 was what they said. Two niner 87 there. So we've got wind 200 at 14, gusting 14. So I'd love a 19 departure if we can get it, especially for our aircraft. Not necessarily even for them. So let's. We did get what did their text say exactly? Contact ground on 119.9 when ready for taxi. Okay. So we're gonna pull out to the end of the air cargo ramp. They did their before start checks, and we're otherwise good.
684, 26 right, taxi via Bravo.
What'd I do?
Right via Bravo, United 264.
And then remind me, I want to get to the other screen, not the map, I want the other one. I will be the first to admit that I am not a whiz at this. GNS 430. Yeah, that's the one I want. I want the, see, it's just like flying a VOR that's kinda easy. You know, we're not taking all of the fun out of it. Okay, so just briefing our departure real quick. We're on the Raider 2. I'm gonna ask for a 19 departure if we can get it. Which would put us heading 189 outbound. And we'll just bug that here. 189. If we get confused, turn around, we ask for vectors. We're not going to be very fast today. Hector VOR is going to be on 112.7. So 112.7 for the Hector VOR. And that's pretty much it. That's what we got. That's in there. And we're on GPS otherwise. Okay. All right, let's make our call. We're Kitty Hawk 166. We're at air cargo. We have Bravo ready to taxi, requesting a 19 if possible. And we are still on VATSIM. I don't know why you think, oh, well, maybe I'm not on VATSIM anymore. And one more chat. Ewer? Is that how you say that? Well, good evening. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Hope our dude's got us 5x5. I appreciate that. Alright, so let's call Vegas Tower. 119.9. Vegas Tower, Kitty Hawk 166 at air cargo with information. Bravo, ready to taxi. Requesting one of the 19s if possible.
Hey, Kitty Hawk 166. Las Vegas Tower, runway 26 right, taxi via Bravo. Give way to a Spirit Wings A321 about to pass on your right onto Bravo.
Alright, 26 right via Bravo, Kitty Hawk 166. So I'll just go F myself then. What's the, we'll see. We'll see what the wind is.
Ready for takeoff. 26 right.
I mean, I get it. We don't want to taxi all the way up there, but...
Wind 200 gust 29, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
26 right, clear for takeoff.
Yeah, maybe. It's probably fine. That's famous last words, right? Before taxi, I had to give way to a Spirit, which is right there. Let's run our before takeoff checks.
Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carb heat.
So there's that Spirit. Where are we at on the ground?
Hydraulic system. Down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay. Flaps 20.
So thank you all for coming along, just joining us. We're doing some modern DC-6 ops here on VATSIM. We're taxiing via Bravo out here. Where is Bravo? It's that one. The second one behind that Spirit. And the other thing I do want to do is just kind of sit for a minute
Controls.
at maybe a higher power setting and just
Gust lock released.
not quite, we don't have to go all the way to a run up, but run it up a little bit.
On.
So important for a takeoff, we need to make sure that all the needles are pointing in the right direction.
Region locked. Set.
My automated flight engineer does not call that out to me, as I've learned.
On. Landing lights.
And Las Vegas Tower, Frontier Flight 2175, ready for taxi out of gate Echo 9. Frontier 2179, verify squawk 7330. Squawk 7330, Frontier Flight
I hope we don't get a gust of 19.
For departure flight frequency change move after
And then yeah, we're Unicom after this.
And I'm sorry, can I get that squawk code again for Frontier Flight 2175? Frontier Flight 2075, squawk 7330.
I'm just going to run it up a little bit more.
Frontier Flight 2175. Spirit Wings 2514, runway 26 right, line to it.
Alright, so we are...
Frontier Flight 2175, ready for taxi out of gate Echo 9. Frontier 2175, thank you, runway 26 right, taxi via Bravo. Taxi via Bravo to runway 26 right, Frontier Flight 2175.
Alright, so here we go. Last thing, let's just run out our props. See that engine 4 looking a little low on RPM? Nope, there goes engine 4. So we lost 4. And let's just, you know, not be in the way of both on-ramps. Here's feathering, so that's good. We're off to a good start, but we caught it here. So let's relight it. Engine 4. Any other problems?
Bearing 2514, wind 200 at 14, gust 29, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
12.
Alright, so we noticed that. That's good. I am actually going to try, I'm going to attempt the takeoff. So we want cow flaps in the takeoff position, which is 3 degrees set. I haven't checked our weight. We should do that. The key here is going to be, you know, patient. Our gross weight today is 88,000. We're doing a dry takeoff, which is going to make things a little easier on me. Cow flaps set 3 degrees. Auto.
166, runway 26 right, line for weight.
Runway 26 right, line up and wait. Kitty Hawk 166. Landing lights are extended and on. I think they already are. So it's cow flaps. We're going to bring power up. We don't need superchargers. And that really should be it. Alright, so takeoff briefing. For today, we are taking off runway 26 right. If we get a bad gust or something, if we don't like the wind, we will reject the takeoff and come back. Anything really below 80 knots. 100 knots or so, we will go flying. We will gently coax. We will fly runway heading until
2514.
Told otherwise. We're to be on Unicom. Off of here, but we're going to aim for a heading of 253 and then following our magenta line up here, metaphorically. Again, if we need to make sure that all these engines are pointing in the right way. I'm actually going to... I haven't done this in a while, so I'm actually going to back off of saying I'm going to do... No, I'll do it. I'll do it, because we can... It's good. We're going to manually manage the takeoff here. So that means we're going to go full power, which is going to be right at the edge of the yellow line there. 49.5 inches of manifold pressure or something. Maybe it's 48.5. We're going to go full. We're going to go 30 inches stabilized. And then to the edge of the... Well, maybe actually the red line. I can't remember. See, this is the problem with this. I actually do think it's the red line. 52.3 or something. It's 50. It's like 53.5 or something. But we'll power. We'll slowly power forward to that.
166, wind 200 at 14, 29, runway 26 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 26 right, cleared for takeoff. Kitty Hawk 166. Okay, so we've got cow flaps set. Landing lights are extended. We are squawking. Everything is good. If our engines fail, we're going to taxi off to the side, but we're going to set 30 inches. Holding on the brakes. Flaps are set flaps 20, so that's good. Okay, 30 inches. All our arrows are pointing in the right direction. Let's bring it forward. Full power set. We're seeing a little bit of RPM, a little high on 4. So just keep an eye on that. May have to resynchronize. We're rolling. Then as we come up 100 knots, once we're up, gear up, flaps up.
Tower, Frontier Flight 2175, holding short runway 26 right. Frontier Flight 2175, runway 26 right, line for weight.
Here's 80 knots.
Line up and wait, runway 26 right.
I'm going the wrong way. I don't like this. Here's 80 knots. I don't like the... Nope, rejecting. Not liking it. Alright, we're gonna take that off. Brakes on. Las Vegas Tower. We are rejecting Kitty Hawk 166. We're rejecting the takeoff to crosswind. What can we get takeoff on 19? We're here at Alpha 5.
Kitty Hawk 166. Exit right onto Alpha. Runway 26 right. Taxi via Bravo.
Roger. We'll exit right here. Onto you said exit right onto Bravo. Okay. See, I even did the right thing, didn't I? I even did the right thing. We'll give it another shot, but like, Alright, I'm coming here.
2175, wind 20014, gust 296 right for takeoff.
Alright, Detroit, clear for takeoff from Tier Flight 2175.
And all aircraft on the ground, Las Vegas Towers getting off contact, Las Vegas approach on 135.00.
Alright, so now we gotta talk to Vegas approach. We'll talk, we'll see if Vegas approach will let us do 1.5s.
Vegas approach to Fall 81, do you copy?
Fall 81, Las Vegas approach, go ahead.
Yes, hello. I think I'm in your airspace. We're descending via the Chow 2. Currently, you request 26 right ILS approach.
So thank you all for coming along. If you're just joining us, we rejected the takeoff. I think that was good piloting, because that wasn't feeling good. I mean, I don't know what they're reporting, but my windsock is like full bore this way, and I'm not a big jet. I'm not taking off in that.
Descending the Chow 2, and we're clear for the 26 right approach at Prino. Thank you, the man, Fall 81.
And to Fall 81, squawk 1326 for me.
1326, Fall 81.
Vegas approach, good evening. Kitty Hawk 166. We are at Alpha 5 at Vegas. We had to reject the takeoff on 26 right due to a crosswind. Any chance we can take off on runway 19, one of the 19s?
Kitty Hawk 166 Las Vegas approach, that's approved runway 19 left, taxi via Bravo Delta.
19 left via Bravo Delta, Kitty Hawk 166, thanks.
The Fall 81, radar contact 10,000, 10 miles.
I mean, could we have made the takeoff work? Probably, but... Bravo Delta, so we're going Bravo and then Delta.
Southwest 1782 Las Vegas.
I didn't appreciate the tower controller blowing us off, requesting 19. But that's fine. No offense, I mean, I'm sure. Good reasons.
Vegas approach spare wings 2513.
But I'm the pilot in command, and you know, you're pilot in command, you gotta do what's right for your airplane. Bravo Delta. So we're gonna get on our way to Mojave here in just a second, but we got Vegas approach online, which makes this fun. New... And I mean, they're only reporting, it was only like 2004 at 4 knots, but my windsock in sim is just straight.
And
straight out. So, it just, I saw that and it wasn't gonna work.
Vegas approach, Fall 81.
Fall 81, Las Vegas approach, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I show
So that's kind of fun. We had to reject our takeoff.
26 left as a waypoint. I'm not showing Prino on 26 right.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't...
I'm sorry if I...
it wasn't feeling good. It was blowing me off, and I mean... yeah, you could watch that and see it wasn't going well. But the good news is I think we got the procedure mostly right, so that's good. But yeah, so I mean, you just... ATC doesn't have to give you what you want, but you also kind of have to know what's right for you and insist on it sometimes, you know? Especially, and that's why DC-6 is kind of hard to fly in VATSIM too, because big jets don't really, I mean, you can, that's not going to phase a 7.3, but we're in a big floaty DC-6, and it's hair-raising enough to take off in favorable wind. It is awkward, though, when you can't get off the runway because of your reversers. But that's all right. But that's also part of the fun, and this is actually a perfect night for this, just like this level of staffing and traffic is actually kind of a perfect level for what we wanted. I wouldn't want to do this in like in a Vegas event.
6 miles to the northeast of Reno. Send you a chat to your arrival at Reno. You're clear for the ILS runway.
All right, so we're ready to go.
2513 request RNAV visual 198, please.
Sorry about that, start wing 2513.
And then it's gonna be the next right.
Dependent, you were clear.
And then I need
visual runway 19 right.
Thank you, at Penn cleared RNAV visual 198, 2513.
we're gonna go off a 19er left.
42, 62, 19.
And our transition is Hector.
RNAV visual 19 right.
So, but those are the joys. That's also kind of why it's fun, right? But you have to have
Las Vegas approach altimeter 2987.
that's why it's kind of intimidating, even to me as someone who's not really new to VATSIM. You just kind of sometimes have to. Same thing with the DC-6 too. I mean, definitely, or the DC-3 too, or any old airplane. You got to know what your airplane's capable of. All right, so let's do this. That was fun, kind of fun. We had to do a rejected takeoff. That's always. That's more than point A to B. Look at us go. I actually, we might have been above the speed I briefed. I think we were at like 100 knots. That's fine.
187, you are 32 miles to the northeast of Reno. Send via chat to and at Penn, you're cleared for the
I'm at Delta, so that's good.
Right approach.
So we do have some arrivals coming in on 19er, right? But it's like, and they got 2 runways on 19er, right? So it's not like I'm disrupting the arrival flow too crazily.
Wing 788, descend via the Random.
So I don't know.
On our arrival at.
Why? And it's advertised in the ATIS, just for the record, as a departing runway.
Clear via the Rams to Bourbon Island for 22 left.
But I won't rant. We should be nice and warmed up, though.
788, that's runway 26 left.
Let's see if we can resync these props, actually. Do I have a good pedestal view? Because that engine 4 has been showing a little bit of... it was a little high in RPMs on that last run. Yeah, it's good stuff. But this is, you know, I like Vegas. Vegas is a fun place to fly around to just for fun. I actually got the DCS Vegas map, and I've actually really enjoyed that. For whatever reason, it's just, it's a fun place to fly. So we're doing the long taxi. Here, Kitty Hawk 166. Now, why Kitty Hawk? It's a defunct cargo airline. It's a cool call sign to use. See, that windsock is much better. You know? Like, I'll take that.
Southwest 1782 Las Vegas, altimeter 2987, wind 20014, gust 29, runway 26 right, close takeoff.
See, 20014, though. I don't want to... It's a textbook runway for 16 or 19 left when, you know, not in a big jet. Do we have anything above Vegas? Oh, we do have LA Center online, so this could be fun. Not that it's not fun. Alright, so that's all good. We got, all our engines are here. Let's see if we can cause any more problems for the good folks of Vegas today. Everything else should still be good. I want to get my flight indications up. I want GPS. I want back here to flight plan, and that's good. Big departure, Kitty Hawk 166, short of 19 left, ready to go.
Kitty Hawk 166, hold short, runway 19 left.
Rudder holding short, Kitty Hawk 166. Do. So thank you all for coming along tonight. If you're just joining us, we are doing some modern day ops here on VATSIM and our PMDG DC-6. We are hauling some rocket engines and large composite structures out to Mojave Air and Spaceport. It's a special delivery. FedEx dropped them off here at Air Cargo, and we're taking them the last mile. Special delivery.
One, wind 20014, gust 29, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 26 left, fall 81.
There goes the Southwest. Windstock's still looking good. Let me, while we got a minute, let me pull up the,
Southwest 1782, radar contact leaving 3500, Las Vegas altimeter 2987.
let me pull up the some DC-6 stuff. That's a little too much. I'm just going to do some light reading and refresh my memory. Recommended operating procedures, the takeoff. Okay, so water injection as required. Throttles will be set to 30 inches, then forward. Landing gear goes up on the takeoff, so that's it. So really what we're interested in pre-takeoff, I guess it's flaps. So the manual says 4, but this points to 3, so I don't know. So cow flaps 4 degrees, 3 degrees, we got 3 degrees open. Wing flaps are, we're at flaps 20 still. Air conditioning probably set fine for our cargo. Fuel boost pumps are on low.
515, request that fire clearance to San Francisco.
American 515, Las Vegas.
Mixture controls are auto rich. Here at Vegas, I need to make my own Kitty Hawk. It's cool because it's, you know, defunct air cargo airline. But, you know, I think they had some 737s and stuff too back in the day. They're not really a historical flyer, the DC-6. But yeah, that windsock's perfect for this runway.
Yep, 166, Las Vegas departure, altimeter 2987, wind 200 at 14, gust 29, runway 19 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 19 left, clear for takeoff, Kitty Hawk 166. And then we're on the radar 2, which means we're going to point ourselves in the direction of heading 194. And then to Daru, below 7,000 feet. So let's roll out. Again, hopefully everyone's coming in. All the arrivals are coming in on 19 right, which should help. But crossing traffic would be the only other thing. Same deal as before. We're going to accelerate 200 knots and then let the airplane come up naturally. So here we go. 30 inches. Everything's pointing in the right direction. Advancing the throttles now to full power.
And 1281 clear of 26 left.
Full power set.
West cross 26 right at Alpha 6.
Call 81 cross.
Yeah, C4 is still just a little high in RPM.
Cable cross 6 right at Alpha 6. Bravo 2 the
Just like it's pegged.
It is a good day. 1281
Southwest 1782, contact LA Center 135.
Alright, so we're rolling. Airspeed's alive. See how I'm not, like, sideways? I'm actually a little sideways still, but it's alright. 80 knots. $100 knots there.
Fairway 2513, wind 200.
Rotating.
Gust 29, runway 19 right, clear to land.
To land 19 right, fairway 2513.
So that will be important if they have to go around for whatever reason. They shouldn't. There's our first landing of the day. And this is what it feels like to fly a big jet or a big prop liner in a big jet's world.
Las Vegas approach, good afternoon, Janet 751, ready for taxi.
Janet 751, Las Vegas approach, altimeter 298.
Positive rate, gear coming up.
Current runway 19 right, taxi, Foxtrot.
19 right, via Foxtrot, Janet 751.
Are these feathered?
166, radar, contact with 2,500.
So hopefully that helps. So we're climbing now. We're not really gaining airspeed, which is troubling. And there goes engine 4, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it's coming to life. That's good. So here we are, we're climbing. We need to be below 7,000, but let's let the airspeed come up a little bit. We may have saved this one, but just barely. Flaps coming up. There is probably a minimum altitude. So coming back to a more METO power as we accelerate. Climb power, 2400 RPM. Engine 3, and we're away. We are descending though, which isn't great. And there we go. We've got our second wind. So here we are. We're in the air. Look at that. Hot dog. What are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be flying this way. We need to be at 2,000. There's probably a minimum climb, 2,600 feet. But we are climbing. So 160 knots. And we'll turn right to kind of pick up that GPS. And I'm standing on the rudder.
Vegas approach.
Alright, so we're in the air.
Vegas approach, American 1602, request clearance to LA.
You missed some excitement, yeah. We were they tried to tell us to take off on the 26 right, but the wind was 200 gusting. They were 200 gusting 14 knots, and it was just like high crosswind for the 26s for us. So we had to reject the takeoff and taxi around to the 19s and do it that way. And now I'm just trying to fight to keep this thing in the air.
513, welcome to Las Vegas. Cross runway 19er left at Whiskey. Taxi to the ramp via Delta. Good day.
And I'm going to be honest, I'm not thinking too hard about the navigation. We do have climb power set. We should get handed off to LA Center here at some point.
American 1602, apologies, I had the wrong flight plan file. Should be updated now.
So this one's just feels in the hairy edge. That was my fault, though I didn't defeather the props, which should have happened.
788, wind 200 at 14, gust 29, runway 26 left, wind.
We're going to close these up for the climb and just monitor our temperatures. I'm going to turn auto feather off. Come on, let's keep going. So one thing I have noticed is the airspeed needle is much more dynamic, which is interesting, which is good, you know. But it's definitely, yeah, a lot more dynamic.
Janet 751, ready to go, when in right?
I'm still off to the left of my course, or off to the right of my course, so let's...
Yeah, 166. Las Vegas, confirm your climate via the radar.
Well, we are, although I don't think we're going to make that altitude restriction. Kitty Hawk 166.
Kitty Hawk 166, climb maintain 12000.
Climb maintain 12000, Kitty Hawk 166. So it's 1300 at flab, and we're not, or 13,000 at flab, and we're not going to make that. Which is fine. We're attempting to. Is this a, Oh, we're on the Raider 2. This is a turbojet only route, so I shouldn't be on this anyway. So, the tower wasn't doing us any favors tonight. So we're not a turbojet. And that's my fault as the pilot in command. I should have picked up on that and said, "Hey, wait a second, Raider 2. That's not a turboprop. We're not even. I don't think we're technically a turboprop. We're just a regular radial engine airplane, doing our best in this world of big jets, fighting them off." So, that thing again, you just, things you gotta look out for. We were never gonna, there's not really a world in which we make 13,000 feet 20 miles from the airport. It's just not possible for our aircraft. But we are climbing still, just barely. Still moving those throttles forward.
Kitty Hawk 166, contact LA Center 135.55, good day.
135.55, thanks for the ATC, Kitty Hawk 166. 35.55, and let's jump into LA Center, because this is going to be fun.
Spark 1029 LA Center, hello, squawk 2267 and ident.
So we're climbing to 12,000, just trying to maintain that 1,000 foot per minute. LA Center, Kitty Hawk 166 out of Vegas, I'm climbing through 7,000.
Kitty Hawk 166 LA Center, hello.
See, now we're getting some climb performance. Now we're talking. I'm just hoping this thing doesn't fall out of the sky.
American 506 radar service, terminate for to change, proof, see.
Which I suppose is, you know, just how it is.
American 506, frequent to change, proof.
Presume that's how they see it. But that's fine. Worst case, we're not going to declare.
506 Los Angeles Center.
We're not going to declare any emergencies tonight. I got to get back on course. Got to get back on course. I'm a little to the right of Daru. See, here's what I'm not, I guess, really understanding is that I can get 1,500 feet per minute. Let me bring that back just a bit.
Spark 1029 radar contact, 51 miles north of the page, VOR, stay flight level. Fellow 165, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
That's all good. I don't think we need any heating. I mean, we should be in LA Center the rest of the way.
332 for Bella 165, thanks, see.
We do need to keep an eye on it. I'm not going to pretend to be better at that. Oil temperature's fine. Carb temps are good.
Gonna Express 257, go ahead.
We're running our BMEPs a little high.
I don't seem to have any of the RNAV arrivals into North Vegas. For now, can I get 29 Palms Victor 538 Las Vegas VOR?
See, here it feels good, but it just kind of cycles between feeling good and not feeling good. We're here at 8,000, 9,000. I'm going to go ahead and see if this works. Oh, I got to turn it on, too. No, don't dump me. Don't dump me. Don't put me into a dive. Come on. It's not fair.
Gonna Express 257, clear to North Las Vegas Airport via after 29 Palms, join Victor 538 Las Vegas VOR, then direct.
Thank you, Canadian Express 257.
I'm doing my best here. Come on, help me out. Help me out, airplane. Come on. I'm doing my best. All right. We're on course. Whew. Now we're climbing. Maybe a little too much. I couldn't get that if I tried. We're going to stall. No, I need you to go down. I don't want you to dump all my speed. I need a happy medium between dive bombing and like an aggressive stall climb. So if you're wondering what it really feels like to fly the DC-6, for someone who doesn't know a lot about big radial engines, this is pretty much it. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days are just ugly like this one. But we're actually doing all right. We're in the air. And we're going up, which is pretty good. We're going up to 12,000.
Yeah, sorry about that. 191
it looks like it's stabilized here, kind of. So let's keep, I got to make sure I'm moving my
191 Charlie Delta LA Center BDC.
throttles forward still. And as we get higher, we can do a little bit slower true airspeed. Probably. Pool temperatures are warm, but that makes sense because we are in the climb. So thank you all for coming along. I haven't seen chat. Does it feel different? I don't think so. It feels about the same, but let's see if we can get it going. The one thing I've noticed is that the airspeed indicator bounces around a lot, Snip, so it's a lot more, it's a lot less precise, which is probably accurate to the real thing, I'd imagine. But on takeoff, definitely just bouncing around a lot more, which is kind of interesting. But it seems like the gyro pilot is working, except that it tried to dump me into the desert, but that's probably user error.
American 506.
And then, of course, I'm unashamedly backing everything up in Navigraph right now, too.
American 506, radar service terminate for route change approved.
I'm not pretending to be a DC-6 expert runner here. Everything is looking okay, though. That engine 4 is just a little off in terms of it's just not generating quite as much power as the others. Did I break it? Yeah, so the engine 4 is a little...
Southwest 143, runway 27, taxi
a little tough. But that's alright, we'll make it.
Southwest 1782, descend to the Channy 5 arrival at the Palmdale altimeter 2998.
So we're crossing 11,000. Usually by this point, though, you get to this point in the flight and you're doing alright. Crossing 11,000. And going up to, we've got a cruise altitude of 12,000.
Number 1, enter 1, Charlie Delta, clearance available, advise, right to copy.
Now, I don't know if that's strictly speaking legal on this airway.
Number 1, enter 1, Charlie Delta, clear to Santa Maria Airport, flat 5 departure, Gaviota transition, then direct climb via Citic, that maintains 3,000.
And if we do need a,
7,000 to 5 minutes after departure, departure frequency is 135.155, squawk 5346.
I don't like this. I don't like what's happening. I don't know what's happening. We're turning.
191 Charlie Delta.
Did I lose?
To Santa Maria via the flat 5 departure.
We're turning towards Hector now, but...
Transition, climb via 3,000, sub 7,000, 5 minutes after. Departure will speed squawk 5346.
Just keep moving those throttles before, but we did do a manual takeoff to try and help with some
Charlie Delta, are you able to accept 8,000 by chance for your flight?
of this stuff.
Yeah, we can accept 8,191 Charlie Delta.
Number 1 Charlie Delta, roger. It's the flop 5 departure, Gaviota.
Alright, so we're up. We're in the air. We did it.
Oscar, and expect 8,000, 5 minutes after departure. Rest of
Engine 4's got a little low oil pressure.
Flop 5 departure, Gaviota transition.
We do have fluids, it looks like.
8,000, 5 minutes after for 191 Charlie Delta.
We do have a whale, so nothing's falling apart yet, so that's good. We're just climbing on out. So maybe the engine 4 is why we're kind of down on power climbing, but still showing it's generating enough. So thank you all for coming along. If you're just joining us, we are flying our PMDG DC-6A. We're flying some fancy carbon fiber composites across LA Center from Vegas to Mojave, and then we're going to try and fly back. Should be a pretty quick flight. We're climbing up to 12,000, which is going to come up right about now, and we are in VATSIM, so if I don't hit it, they will yell at me. As they should. But if you just joined us, we missed a rejected takeoff so far, and an engine that failed.
Canadian Express 257.
Not on takeoff though. It failed in the taxi run up.
2998 Canadian Express 257.
But today we are Kitty Hawk 166. That's 12,000. Let's throw it into gyro pilot mode, or throw it into altitude hold. Build up speed and give it back to the AFEs.
344 McDonald race taxi.
And we did a manual takeoff.
Number 344 Mike
So it's been a big day.
Right taxi via Bravo Lima.
We've learned some life lessons.
Bravo Lima, runway 20 right, 344 McDonald.
And now we're cruising over the Mojave Desert. We are flying basically, so we don't get to do a. Let's we'll pull up the map again, because I think for most of this I wasn't actually broadcasting my voice.
Southwest 143, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
But we're here, and yeah, I'm cheating, unashamedly cheating here. We're here out of Vegas. We're coming down here to the Hector VOR, and then we're basically just following this little strip of airway out to Ether, and then they're going to tell us how to get to Mojave Air and Spaceport here. Other places of interest, of aviation interest, Edwards Air Force Base. There, one of the big tests flying bases for all sorts of U.S. military stuff. Palmdale, where they build super secret stuff. And where's China Lake? China Lake's up here. So that's Naval Air Station China Lake. So it's a perfect place to fly our DC-6 because there's lots of room just in case we have a bad engine. There's a reason they flight test out here because there's nothing to hit. But it is a kind of an interesting area. And not a far flight from Vegas. I was looking at other places to fly, like from Salt Lake City. LA is kind of short flight. It's like a 25-minute flight from LAX.
At 684, contact LA Tower, 120.905.
We're flying under Kitty Hawk 166. That's a defunct air cargo line.
Potential aircraft, LA Center will be back in 2 minutes.
So LA Center stepping away. But we are still here. We're in the air. We're on our way to Mojave. We're not taking, again, a high cruising altitude because it's just, it's not that far of a flight. Engine 4 must really be down on, well, I don't know. We're only making 176 across the ground. And we're still in climb configuration. But you know what's not helping me? Flaps 10 isn't helping me. So that's maybe why I need more help in this cockpit. Is that going to get me some more? Yeah, that'll give me some more speed. That's good now. So engine 2, our cylinder head temperatures are getting a little cold. I'm going to close these up then. We're going to close the cowl flap for the carb temps, and as we come back on power, those cylinder head temperatures will be a little cold. We're in some icing conditions. Look at that. So let's turn on our heaters. We want warming. What is outside air temperature? It is, looks like it's negative, I'm seeing negative like 12°C. So let's go 0 to negative 40. Turn that on. We'll turn our heaters on, and we'll turn our other heaters on, and then just keep an eye on this and this for any indications of carb ice. We'll actually wait till we're kind of through the clouds to bring it back into cruise power. Now we're making 213 knots. That's good. All right, gentlemen, take it from me. Show me what I've been doing wrong. Show me what I've been doing wrong. So doing some modern DC-6 ops, and it's, you know, Kitty Hawk just gives us a cool call sign to use. That's not rocket science too. So you see Kilo Hotel Alpha and you're not guessing what, I mean, you probably are guessing, but not that well known. We're getting a message. Approaching VNAV profile. Definitely. I really don't know what to expect coming into Mojave. It's probably a visual day. We are the only ones going to Mojave here in LA Center. So let's pull up some weather information. Kilo, Mike Hotel Victor. Wind is showing 200 at 19 knots. So what are my options? We have 12 or 30. Ah, that sucks too. Okay. We'll have a little crosswind landing here. So high winds, altimeter 29 or 95, but visibility, we got 9-mile visibility. No clouds, just hazy. And then just checking out the, yeah, I don't see.
Mike Delta, runway 20, right, clear for takeoff.
So what we're looking at here is.
143 in our contact, stay altitude, climate stance level 360.
We're at 13,600.
So here's Mojave Air and Spaceport. We've got the long runway 12 and 30.
Alaska 1220 is with you, 53350.
We also have 8 and 26, if that's any better, and it probably would be
And 191
if the wind is 220.
November 1, Charlie Delta, runway 25,
Or 200.
Bravo Alpha Golf.
50 Bravo.
So we can
Alpha
entertain the
Golf,
idea of
191
26, but I think they're going to send us in on, that's kind of tough, 30.
American 515.
I could do the math, but no, they'd send us, we'd kind of want 1-2, runway 1-2.
38, sir.
Climbing tank 5730.
And as we've seen so far, in a plane like this, in a, you know, space and time like this, VATSIM is a world of big jets going fast, and we're a big prop liner going slow. So we have to know what, if you're flying the DC-6 on VATSIM, you need to know what you need and what you want. You need to have strong opinions about where you take off if you need to, where you land. So we will try, I assume we'll come into runway 12,
Southwest 782 at 1.
and then we can try, if that doesn't work, we can try 26. If that's any better. Well, actually, that probably is even worse. We need 22, but that's a really short, small runway.
Southwest 1860, how long?
Like a minute.
So runway 22 is 5,000 feet. It's very narrow. Not really, probably really used.
Star 4 Mike Delta, radar contact, stay altitude, climb and potable 230.
Crossing
As far as our alternate, we have Palmdale. KPMD is our alternate airport.
Alaska 1220 descend with the Ironman to arrival at the Ontario, correction, Camarillo.
And that gives us a longer 2, and 4.
And what's the send via the Ironman?
And we do have prior permission.
It's LAX for Alaska 1220.
Alaska 1220, I'm just giving you the closest altimeter, sir.
Roger, sounds good. Alaska 1220.
Star 125, Juliet Bravo, Los Angeles Center, how do you hear?
So we're now on our way.
November 344 Mike Delta, request to climb unrestricted.
Star 4 Mike Delta, Star 4 Mike Delta, unrestricted climb to flight level 230 is approved.
Unrestricted to flight level 230 is approved. 344 Mike Delta, thank you.
We do have some options when we get down there. We could also go to California City Municipal. So it may well come into play, but yeah, it's true. And I mean, fundamentally, the VATSIM model is the modern air. This is why I don't do a lot of like the old school prop liner stuff on VATSIM, just because VATSIM really models the modern airspace, and the modern airspace is complicated and built for big jets and people in small, well, not even people in small little bug smashers. But it's not really built for an airplane like the DC-6 anymore. The nav aids are all different. The approaches are certainly not. You know, it's just, it's a different philosophy, and it's much more effective for the big jets. So you got to know what you need, and so what I need to figure out is when do we need to be going down before I have problems. Mojave is at an elevation of 2,800 feet, so that's 3,000. We'll call it 3,000 to be on the safe side. So 2,800 feet, and we're at 12,000. So we've got about 9,000 feet to lose. 9 times 5, 45 miles. Is that right? 9,000. Yeah, we have 9,000 feet to lose to get to 3,000 feet. So somewhere around 50 miles from the airport, we need to kind of be thinking about it. We're not quite to Hector yet, though. We still got a ways to Hector, and then a ways in. everything else looks good. Go through all the views to find the right one.
Charlie Delta 4, short 25, ready for departure.
November 1, enter 1, Charlie Delta, road share, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
25, clear for takeoff, 191 Charlie Delta.
LA Center, good evening, this is Southwest 608, check in, 340. Southwest 608, LA Center, hello, ident. Nice. Southwest 0, correction. Southwest 608, radar contact 47 miles northeast of Bryce Canyon, DR, stay one level. 340 for Southwest 608. November 4, Mike Delta, climb and maintain level 300.
Climbing side level 300, clearing for Mike Delta.
November 1, Charlie Delta, radar contact, stay altitude, climb and maintain 8,000.
Climbing through 600 and up to 8,000, 191 Charlie Delta.
A little bit more about Mojave Air and Spaceport at Enroute Field. It's in Mojave, California. It is the first facility to be licensed in the U.S. for horizontal launches of reusable spaceports, and is certified as a spaceport as of June of 2004. They've got a bunch of runways. Yeah. We know all that. It used to be a Marine Corps auxiliary air station, as most of these old fields are. They go back to the military. Nowadays, a lot of stored airplanes, commercial airlines, just like Victorville, which is just kind of, we're going to pass right over Victorville. And it's a similar concept. Out in Mojave, they do a lot of that. They had some Twin Otter flights to LA. They do some scrap. They scrap some airliners. A lot of flight testing too. It's actually the home of the civilian National Test Pilot School, the only non-military route to test piloting. And Virgin Galactic Spaceship Company, Scale Composites, use it for all their testing and stuff like that. So big space, lots of aircraft heavy maintenance too. So we fly some composite structures and rocket engines in, and probably come back with some transponders. Maybe an APU, I don't know.
Express 257 contact.
But it's kind of a cool place.
135.02.
And I do think we linked it in the, I linked the scenery in the description. I should have, if I didn't bug me.
Southwest 1860, cross Skull at and maintain flight level 250.
Cross Skull at and maintain flight level 250, Southwest 1860.
American 1602, Currently passing flight level 120 inbound Romeo Alpha Delta Yankee Romeo.
American 1602 LA Center, hello, climate sample level 280.
Climb and maintain 280.
Thankfully it's not too busy in LA Center too. Some Monday nights it just gets weirdly busy in LA. On Batson.
Kitty Hawk 166, the Diagon altimeter 29904.
Roger, Kitty Hawk 166. Don't really have to say anything, but I like to let them know I'm still here. All points for listening, you know? That's all I want. Points for listening. And I'm going to say that and then not put it in my altimeter. Thank you all for coming along and just joining us. We are flying Kitty Hawk, like 166, taking some special components, some emergency carbon fiber and rocket engines that FedEx shoved off the plane in Vegas, and we're delivering the last mile to Mojave Spaceport here in the desert of California. We had a rejected takeoff at Vegas because they tried to force us off on the 2.6s, and the wind wasn't having it. We're going to have another wind situation in Mojave. It looks like we're going to have some significant crosswind on landing. So if it doesn't happen, we have options. We can always divert to Victorville. We have permission to land at Palmdale if we need to. We can go to Edwards even, although I don't think the runways help us with the wind. It's a windy day today. ATC got a little quiet. So thank you all for coming along. Cruising in the DC-6, trying to keep it uneventful is the name of the game, but you never know. But again, if we have problems, any of this area will be fine for putting her down. What runways does Victorville have? Do they have anything that will help me? Victorville has a 1.7, which is actually pretty good. 13,000 feet, that'll do.
Los Angeles Center, good afternoon. 831 Charlie Alpha is flight level 330.
Because the wind is 200, so Victorville would be more friendly to the wind conditions as reported at Mojave. Let's check and see. We're still showing 19. Wind 200 at 19 to 100 to at 19 to 30 knots, so that's suboptimal for our runway choices. At Mojave, we have a
344 Mike Delta, can you expect
runway 12 and runway 30 available to us, and then there's some smaller runways. But
Number 4 Mike Delta, climbing 10 level 3, correction 430.
we'll give it a shot, and if we don't like it, we'll go to Victorville.
Alaska 12, expect visual approach, runway 24 right, Los Angeles, altimeter 3009er.
And Roger, Los Angeles Center, can Alaska 12, can look at runway 25 left, we're going to be parking on that side of the airport.
Alaska 12, expect visual approach, runway 25 left.
And visual for 25 left, Alaska 12, thanks.
Southwest 6 right, descend via the shell to arrival runway 26 left transition, Las Vegas, altimeter is 2987.
Descend via the shell to arrival,
Lots of fun stuff. I haven't been paying attention. Has anyone gotten the AN-225, the Mira?
87 for Southwest 6 right.
You know, that came out today. Obviously, the Caribou came out.
Service terminated for to change approved.
Which I've enjoyed the Caribou thoroughly, although it's taking away from my what I'm supposed to be working on, which is DC-3, but whatever. But I haven't tried out the Mira. Looks kind of neat. I haven't seen what kind of level that goes to.
24 for Mike does request 5 minutes of approximate if possible. Or 4 Mike Delta approved on right or back. We'll go 6 for Mike, I think.
Alright,
LA Center, Skyhawk 125 Juliet Bravo.
Tower 125 Juliet Bravo, Los Angeles Center.
Request VFR closed at Santa Barbara Municipal with latest information.
Tower 125 Juliet Bravo, Roger, you said you're a Skyhawk.
Yep, Skyhawk.
Tower 5 Juliet Bravo, runway 25, taxi via Juliet.
Runway 25 via Juliet, 5 Juliet Bravo.
a quick engine check, make sure nothing's blown up on us. Engine 4 is a little unhappy, but that's okay. Got a high oil temperature. Yeah, that's fair. We'll grab one off another DC-6. I don't know what happened to that one. I mean,
1782-11406, runway 8, clear to land.
I'd be interested to see where that stress happened. But you know, other than that, it's pretty quiet. We're moving kind of slow, fighting the wind, I think. We've got about 20 miles to Nolman.
Kodiak 166, Palmdale, altimeter 29908.
29908 for Palmdale. So that's pretty good. That's about there. So we got about 20
Kodiak
miles.
166, Palmdale, altimeter 29908.
Copy the altimeter, Kodiak 166. See, and then I don't respond.
LA Center, American 739, passing 3000.
American 739, LA Center, radar.
So 29908. We got about 20 miles. We've got about 40 miles to Held D.
290 for American 739.
And then probably another 20 to Ether.
Maintain potable 290, sir.
Up to 290 American 739.
So I'd be interested to hear what the plan is for us getting in.
American 1602, radar contact lost.
But again, we just have to know what we need and be realistic on what we're going to get.
Contact Oakland Center 132.2, see you.
So I'm going to look at...
Contact Oakland Center 132.2, thank you.
Oh man, it's all we're going to be circling too, aren't we? We can get an RNAV for 2-2, but that's a real small runway.
Los Angeles Center, November 18, Charlie Alpha is at top of the standings.
We get the run... 4, probably not good.
Cocktail to arrival, runway 26 left, transition, Las Vegas, altimeter 287, more than 1 hour old.
So we could do the RNAV for runway 30 and then circle to 12. That'll be fun.
And November 1, Charlie Alpha, verify runway 26 left, transition is set.
Yeah.
739 to left ending 030 vector for climb.
Maybe they'll give us a visual. 12's kind of tough too because we've got terrain. We'll have basically terrain behind us.
Center 125 Juliet Bravo, ready for departure, runway 25 at Juliet.
And I don't even know, is that towered? Is Mojave towered?
November 125 Juliet Bravo, Roger, make right close traffic, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
You kind of assume?
25, clear for takeoff, right close traffic, 5 Juliet Bravo.
Mojave Tower with an asterisk. What does the asterisk mean? Oh, so I'm missing part of the chart. Airport control info.
November 191 Charlie Delta request the RNAV GPS runway 30 from Gaviota.
Air 1 Charlie Delta on request.
So I don't see it, but it does appear that it's sometimes not towered. Lots of fun stuff, but between the rejected takeoff and the wind, we're not making this kind of speed I wanted to make.
Charlie Delta across Gaviota VOR at or above 6,400 cleared RNAV runway 30.
So we may not make the return voyage. We'll save it, but there's a lot of fun.
6,400 cleared RNAV.
What is the
approach 191 Charlie Delta?
What is the binding? Oh, it's 6 for some reason. Sorry about that.
Air 5 Juliet Bravo, report midfield and the downwind each pass.
Roger, 5 Juliet Bravo.
And 191 Charlie Delta, what runway are they using down there in Santa Maria?
Air 1 Charlie Delta, will be runway 30.
Alright, roger that, thank you.
Alaska 1220, descend and maintain 2,600.
And 2,600 for Alaska 1220.
American 739, clear direct Clipper, resume the Orca 5 departure.
Direct Clipper will resume the Orca 5, American 739.
American 739, actually, direct kegs.
Direct kegs now, American 739.
So we're looking good so far. Thank you for coming along. There may be some drama yet to come. We get to do a little crosswind landing unless the weather gets a whole lot better
Delta, Santa
real quick.
Temperature is 3004.
3004, 191 Charlie Delta.
LA Center, 5 Juliet Bravo, midfield downwind.
The Bravo, roger, runway 25, clear for the option.
25, clear for the option, 5 Juliet Bravo.
Bill says part-time, yeah. So, yeah. 0700 to 1700, so we're outside of that. I assume that's local. Yeah, Ronnie, welcome aboard. Yeah, I know, we're defacing your airplane. However,
Empire Club 105, did you get a restriction from Oakland?
Yeah, I get that restriction.
Mojave doesn't have an ILS approach. So if we, if we got low visibility, it's only 9 surface miles. So.
November 4 Mike Delta, LA Center, are you back yet?
Or Mike Delta.
344 Mike Delta, yeah, ready, take up.
So welcome aboard. Thanks, Bill, for the intel on Mojave.
Good evening, it's less than 7:30, 14.8.
My problem with, the Navigraph charts, the VFR charts are good, but I can't, that's something that would be kind of easy to find on your
Alaska 730, LA Center, hello.
On your sectionals and websites, but
340, Alaska 730.
harder to find in the Jeb charts.
LA Center, Pacific 7812, flight level 380.
Pacific 7812.
So we're cruising near 12,000. We got to lose 9,000 feet to get down to 3,000, but
LA Center, Bay Flight 25 Super with you.
I think we're going to get kind of a visual approach.
Bay Flight 25, LA Center, hello.
But so thank you all for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Calling LA Center, say again.
We are Kitty Hawk 166 today.
Was it Pacific calling LA Center?
We're actually going to pass over Victorville soon. Victorville's somewhere down here.
I checked in with you, you responded.
Obviously famous for being one of the boneyards. Long-term aircraft storage, and that's going to be, I think, our best bet for an alternate too.
Where are you?
So, Victorville will be our best bet.
From the northeast, coming from Denver.
Pacific 7812, squawk mode normal.
My pilot Carnes is on Squawking Charlie.
Alaska 1220 to right, heading 160 vector to final approach course.
Hey, 160 for Alaska 1220 and vectors.
And we're about, what, 10 miles from Helden now?
Pacific 7812, squawk 1473, and ident. Do you have a position relative to a VOR?
We should be tuning in our VORs. Let's tune in Victorville.
Stand by.
For fun, 109.05.
And Southwest 1782 is clear runway to go back.
Oops.
Southwest 1782, roger, taxi parking.
For a DME at Victorville. And we can get Palmdale too on 114.5.
Bay flight 25 to send me to Ironman tour.
Send me to the Ironman 2, Bay flight 25.
Let's see here. Camera altimeter is 30.
So we're about 40 miles from Palmdale now, which is a decent marker.
Number 5, Juliet Bravo, roger, runway 25, clear for the option.
25, clear for the option, 5 Juliet Bravo.
Bay flight 25 to send me to the Ironman tour. Camarillo altimeter is 3007.
I think Edwards
Roger, descending via the Ironman.
Wartac is going to be more useful to us than the Palmdale DME. Or than the Victorville, I should say, DME.
Spark 1029 to send me to Angel 4 arrival, the Ontario altimeter 3007.
Doing some desert flying today, just almost the opposite of Alaska.
Alaska 1220, turn heading 220, intercept the runway 25 left, localized, report field in sight.
And 220 from Alaska 1220 will report field in sight.
Kelly Center, Pacific 7812, we are passing the Grand Junction of the VOR.
So we do have
You said you're crossing Grand Junction.
a few things to think about as we come on down.
A little bit to the south of it.
Pacific 7812, frequency change approved your well outside of airspace. Call me around 20 miles from the border.
Back to Unicom, 7812.
And Los Angeles Center, Alaska 1220, we have the field in sight.
Alaska 1220, roger, clear visual approach, runway 25 left.
So 5 miles to Helden,
Alaska 1220.
about 40 to Palmdale, which means we're probably about
And Alaska 1220, runway 25
60
left.
to Mojave.
Clear command 25 left for Alaska 1220.
Still at 12,000 feet. Everything else looking good.
Southwest 6 direct contact Las
Still
Vegas,
4
approach
engines.
135.0.
Las Vegas, 135.0 for Southwest 6.
That was a Southwest. I feel like frequency's been pretty well behaved tonight.
Center 132.2.
132.2 in the Mercury for McDonald. Thank you for service, bye.
Chip.
It's actually not a bad night to fly in LA Center. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. But tonight, not too bad. Let's check in on chat. No, not Pilot Edge. We are on VATSIM today.
Charlie Alpha, contact Las Vegas, approach 135.0.
We are on VATSIM today, Bill.
81 Charlie Alpha.
Well, I'd love to fly. I need to try Pilot Edge at some point. And Ronnie, yeah, it's flying. It's following pretty well. It did. Yeah, it's following the magenta line well. So we're not having any issues with lateral. I did have a little trouble getting it to settle down when I initially turned on the gyropilot climbing out. Tried to dive bomb me into the desert, but that might have been user error. It's hard to tell. It often is. But I mean, it's been flying well. It's been stable, which is all I can ask for. Oh, no wonder. This song's been repeating for 20 minutes.
Club 1057, the Ironman 2 arrival. The Camry altimeter is 3007.
3007, descend the Ironman 2 for Pilot Group 105. Do you want any restriction on the descent speed?
Yes, it's descend via Mach number until intercepting, until slowed by the star.
We won't have to worry about anything like that. Not worried about Mach number here. We're making a leisurely 190 knots across the ground.
Remove my space restriction for pilot flight 105.
Glad I didn't do Salt Lake. Oh, something beeped. Oh, failed to make a model SR-22. It's too bad.
American 739 and some of the rounders to arrival runway 26 left transition Las Vegas altimeter 287.
Some via the rounders to.
They did get snow out here, didn't they?
Can we get 19er left or right for American 739?
American 739, stand by.
LA Center 5 Juliet Bravo, midfield downwind.
5 Juliet Bravo, runway 25, clear for the option.
Option 5 Juliet Bravo.
Alright, we're heading to Ether, and then it's going to be, we're going to turn direct to Mojave in lieu of any other instruction. Let me get
1220, contact LA Tower 120.95.
Mike Hotel Victor. Still showing 200 at 19, gusting, not gusting, but 19 to 30 knots. Which is suboptimal, given the long runways aren't great for that. We do have a little small one we can use. I wonder what the SOPs are for people flying into Mojave. I don't think it comes up a lot in British School. That's 99. That's El Mirage Field.
5 Club 105. Descend to the Ironman to arrival and comply with restrictions.
Descending and comply with restrictions for pilot flight 105.
A little cloudy still, too. Out here in LA Center, not too busy here in Batson.
709, change runway 1 at a right transition.
1 at a right transition, thanks, American 739.
Hello, Center, Hawaiian 8. We are at...
We're just making, we're cruising. Now as we get closer, we're going to do,
Hawaiian 8, LA Center, hello, squawk 3473 and item.
We'll set up our descent. We're probably going to be trying to move a little slower as we come on down. We're not,
8 LA Center, squawk 3473 and item.
Not going to try to maximize our speed in, but it'll be good.
143, contact Oakland Center 132.2, see ya.
132.2, South of 143, see ya.
I'm expecting something here very shortly.
Los Angeles Center, Sun Country 8254, clearance to Reno.
Sun Country 8254, LA Center, PDC.
Thank you all for coming along. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready to start thinking about landing this thing in Mojave. Mojave Air and Space Port. Just east of Tehachapi Municipal. Just west of Edwards Air Force Base. We're turning direct to Mojave now. So we are going to have some terrain considerations.
November 1, Charlie Delta, runway 30, clear to land.
30, clear to land, 1 Charlie Delta.
Los Angeles Center, United 2341 climbing via 14,000.
2341 LA Center, hello, climb and tape level 350.
So currently we're on track to go through Edwards. But not my problem. They'll coordinate with
Hawaiian 8, radar contact
Palmdale.
4 stone miles southwest of the San Marcos, VOR, state flight level.
I'll give him a nudge and request a sign here.
Clear to Reno Airport via Padre 2 EHF transition, FMG. VOR, climb via SID, expect flight level 340, 5 minutes after departure, departure frequency 135550, contact ground ready taxi, squawk 6724, Sun Country 8254.
Sun Country 254, read back correct, I need to read back PDC on the frequency for next time.
LA Center, 5
Yeah, those
Juliet
PDCs
Bravo,
make it too easy.
Star 5, Juliet Bravo, runway 25, cover the option.
How far? We're 25 miles, so yeah.
Hawaiian 8, radar contact, state flight level.
Still can't get that Hawaiian.
Kodiak 166, radar service terminated and frequency change approved. See Joshua approaches offline.
Right, that frequency change approved. Kodiak 166, see ya.
LA Center, hello. Delta is at 4,000.
All right.
Delta 2267. Apologies.
Delta 2267, LA Center, radar.
Let's ascend us. So now we're kind of screwed, but that's okay. Now in the real world, we would be talking to Palmdale, I think is the call sign. And if we hadn't called them before, we'd be in a little bit of trouble.
Altimeters and flight instruments.
But we got good people working for Kitty Hawk, and they prepped our way.
On. Engine low is low.
We're gonna knock out a 1,500 foot per minute descent. So that's interesting. They're handing us off to Unicom in Palmdale. That is what he said, Palmdale, right? I wasn't really sure what to expect. I don't know. It's always kind of weird when you get around these special airspaces on BatSim, what they do and don't control. Because DC does some of the prohibited airspaces, but they don't do the actual special flight rules area. But this is an elegant enough solution for me. I actually think we are in the snow. I loaded up yesterday and I loaded in, it was snowy, and I was like, what's going on? But it did snow out in California. Alright, so we're descending 1,500 feet per minute. I think yeah, I don't really know what the best bet's gonna be. We could do the RNAV to, we could load up an RNAV. Or we could just vector ourselves around. We've got the RNAV for runway 30, which is kind of where we're at. And we're basically on a long straight in for, is that it right there? I think that's it right there. Yeah, so that's our airport, that's Mojave. Edwards is over here. Edwards is out there, it should be. Or is that it down there? That might be it down there. But since we got all this desert airspace, let's use it. I'm gonna vector ourselves off of localizer mode and just go hard right turn, because we're not gonna make that straight in. There's not a chance in the world. So let's go tour Edwards Air Force Base, because LA Center has given us over to ourselves, and we shall fly it that way. I'd assume, yeah, I don't know, because this is kind of its own special controlled world. I tried to set up the flight plan so we would stay south of all the Edwards stuff, but hey, we're leaning into it now. Because Vegas Tower gave us a turbojet departure. And then basically, yeah, clipped our Edwards Air Force Base, the Edwards Delta. Joshua Approach is the area we're in. Not Palmdale. But that's all right. We have a permit. And see, lots of dry lake beds. Lots of places for us to land when things inevitably go wrong. You know? Lots of options. There's a reason they test stuff out here. Yeah, Joshua Approach, Bill, thank you. That's the Edwards guys. Really? Just north of Mojave. That's fascinating. So you know this, you probably know you know, this area more than the, like the back of your hand. All right, so we're coming down through 5,000 now. Airfield is at, we'll call it 3,000, so 4,000 feet for a kind of general approach. Let's make a left turn, full left, back towards the field. And then we're going to try and put ourselves probably on kind of a wide, well, maybe a base for runway. We'll give it a shot at 1-2. If we have to come back out of Joshua Approach and go back to Victorville, we can do that. That's fine. We did run the descent checklist. And I am just going to unabashedly cheat. Unashamedly. Because this is where it gets kind of tricky. So that's coming up on 4,000 now here. We should go ahead and we're passing over California City here. Oh, so would you have flown out of this airport here, Bill? Here comes 4,000. We'll call that in range.
Fuel booster pumps. On low.
Fascinating.
Fuel tank selectors. Mains on, crossfeed off. Hydraulic bypass valve. Down. No smoking signs.
And so, yeah, we've got terrain off to this side. We're going to try an approach to runway 12 here at Mojave. So we're going to basically set ourselves up for a nice long right base, which will be it might be a little hair-raising, but that's fine. It wouldn't be a VFR DC-6 flight without a little bit of concern. Go sterile cockpit. Buzzing California City now. Start the recording. And then we'll fly out here. In fact, I'll let them run before landing. With the exception that if they put the gear down, we'll manage that. We do have engine 4, which is a little troubling. So we'll just have to be careful about that one. And in fact, I'll take control. I'm a little actually even more comfortable with full control. See, and it's just dumping me. Why is it dumping me like that? And just with the rising terrain south or to the west of the airport, it's going to be a little tricky. Because that's showing what? Oh, those are wind. I bet those are wind turbines, right? On the chart. So we've got some obstacles off to, we've got some obstacles in the way. Speed's good. And we're still at 4,000 feet, so that's good. We haven't fallen out of the sky. 2,400 RPM set.
Cal flaps plus 3 degrees. Cal flaps set. ADI.
Don't lose altitude on me.
ADI is off. Landing lights. Speed good. Extending lights. Lights extended and on. Carbine. Carbine cold. Set cold. Before landing checks complete.
Alright, and gear is making me a little uncomfortable, so we'll bring that up just to not be quite so draggy here until we see the airport and kind of have things assured. So there are the wind turbines out that way. So that's our obstacle on the chart, and we're going to be turning basically on our base as close to this side as we dare. Now, I 100% guarantee that you're probably not approaching Mojave this way in real life, but that's all right. Don't dump my speed. Come on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, I just broke all my engines right there. You see that? I guarantee it. I almost guarantee it. No, maybe not. It definitely didn't like that, though. So while, you know, we aim for perfect, the best laid plans, I try not to jerk my controls. I move them very slowly, but then, yeah, the combination of AFE and hardware sometimes conspires against me. So we're probably good here. So it is just interesting. I didn't know that VATSIM didn't control Joshua approach. I guess it makes sense. Just to kind of make that its own area. It's good to know. It's just, yeah, it's always interesting to see how the different VATSIM airspaces, all the different VAT areas, treat their special airspaces. I did not know that LA didn't control Joshua approach. Which is kind of cool. So we do need to remember to put our gear back down. I would like to basically line up and then get gear down. You can see the air, you can see the field off this way. We've got the field in sight. I will make a call to Mojave traffic. Mojave traffic, KLAS 166 DC-6. When we're on a right base to land runway 12 Mojave. A little sloppy. But there are wind turbines. We're not going to go right if something goes wrong. Let's go left. Because that's going to be about 4,000 feet over there. And again, the last wind I saw was 200 at 19 knots, which kind of sucks for anything on the long runway. But we do have two others that we can try, if needed. And I am going to do the cardinal sin of using my throttles a little bit. I know I'm not a Zen master of the DC-6. But I never claimed to be either. Alright, so let's bring flaps out a little bit. That should be 30. And do we have the runway? That's not the runway, that's a highway. The runway's over here. We'll go full flaps 40. I want to be at about 100 BMAP. There's the runway there. I can just see the threshold. And so a little fast is better than too slow, because we have about 13,000 feet of runway to work with. Here's flaps 40 as we make our turn. Probably a little high. Oh. Yeah, maybe not. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Mojave traffic, Kitty Hawk 166, short final land runway 12, Kitty Hawk, or Mojave. That is the problem with the Kitty Hawk call sign, though, is I've wanted to say it as part of the traffic call every time because it's, of course, also a place with an airport. Because here we come. We're a little fast, a bit fast. But again, we got lots of room to fix that. So I'd rather be a bit fast here than a bit slow. Just a little correction. Little rudder. Here it comes. This one's not one for the textbooks, ladies and gentlemen. Don't show Rob. Oof. I'm not on center line at all. Nope. Let it roll, but not not reverses. Hey, that wasn't great. All right, so let's try and make Charlie here and turn off. All right, so welcome to Mojave here in Spaceport. We're going to taxi on up to the hangars over here. And we made it. I was crying about that crosswind. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. We're going to taxi here via Charlie. Mojave traffic, Kitty Hawk 166. We vacated runway 12, taxiing to parking via Charlie, Mojave. You're R down again. Thank you for the we need to yeah, and we need to we're in Joshua approach. We need to have a check with we need to have a chat with ATC, although they're not online in real life now, I don't think. But thank you all. We made it. We'll check out the replay. We'll see how we did. Yeah, we were off to the left for the crosswind, but that was okay. We did it. Having done that, I mean, I want to do this flight again. Kind of there's just a lot of unknowns on the VAT sim part of it, but this is a fun little trip. I mean, any of these airports down here, Victorville or Palmdale, if you're looking for like a short hour little hop for DC-6 action, they're kind of nice because they've got all these big long runways and middle of nowhere. Neat approaches. So we'll taxi on up to parking. I'm not going to pretend to know where the Virgin Galactic shops are here, but somewhere. And we should be able to see the the aircraft storage facility over here too. This is from the I think well, one of the YouTubers put this together actually. I'll link it on flightsim.to. It should be in the description here, but it's pretty neat. You get all the airplanes. We'll taxi on up here, flaps up, and we'll go ahead and queue up a little bit of a replay. Let's take a look. Let's check out the damage. Let's also log off VATSIM. So here we come on our, I think base is a generous term. Our right meandering towards the runway. But we're not hurting anybody here. That's actually a pretty good screenshot. I hate to ruin a good landing replay with the da-ding, but... yeah, and I think here's where we see, we're a little high. And this is good. This will hide the lineup issue. Oh yeah, see right there, just dumped it. Ooh. So I pulled the power just a little too high and we weren't really flaring, so we had some speed to bleed off there. But all's well that ends well, we didn't have to buy a new wing. And we made it down here into Mojave. And, yeah, it's like 9 o'clock. 0211 Zulu. I wanted to do the return. We may do... We'll queue up the return in another time. Because it's definitely a fun little flight to do. Definitely a fun destination. There's a lot of cool places out here in the desert. We should explore some. But also just flying the DC-6 on VATSIM a little more. I think it's a good test of your acumen as a pilot. You kind of need to know what's going on and tell people what you need. And you can also push this airplane to do a little bit more than maybe is advertised at times. So thank you all for coming. Yeah, new plane, exactly. We don't want to have to buy a new plane. But we're flying a defunct cargo airline, so we're playing with house money the way I see it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So thank you all for coming along. Really appreciate it. Great of y'all to come on the stream. And yeah, we'll be doing some more flying. I don't know what if I'm hoping I have some travel coming up. We'll hopefully be back next week. Probably something easier than the DC-6 though. I'll need to unwind. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll have some fun places to fly, but definitely want to do some more DC-6 flying because it's one of those that if you get out of the rhythm, it's hard to get back in, and then you go, you know, get all grumpy. But if you're in it and fighting with it every day, it's a good one. So really appreciate it, and yeah, I hope you all have a great night. Have fun flying, fun places, and yeah, definitely take it easy. Thanks, y'all. See ya.